Angela Rayner has just made a decision that could come back to haunt her, and fast. In a move that has already sparked outrage, the Deputy Prime Minister has rushed forward with a major policy shift that could have huge consequences for Labour and the country as a whole. But rather than strengthening her position, this latest move is already being seen as a desperate attempt to push through a deeply controversial plan. With pressure mounting inside and outside her party, Rayner's actions on Tuesday have raised serious concerns about who will really be affected and who stands to lose the most. Critics are already warning that this could backfire spectacularly, with backlash brewing from an unexpected group that Labour can't afford to alienate. So, what exactly has Rayner done, and why are so many people calling this a catastrophic mistake? Stay tuned, because we're breaking it all down. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates. Just a quick one to say we have new Labour t-shirts available on our website. You can check the link in the description or go to BritishStand.com. Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner has reignited Labour's rural land grab, pushing forward legislation that could force farmers to sell their land at prices far below its full potential value. Under the new Planning and Infrastructure Bill, local councils will gain expanded powers to seize farmland through compulsory purchase orders, not at the premium rate of developed land, but at its existing agricultural value. Rayner has defended the bill, arguing that it will remove barriers to development and allow the government to fast-track the construction of homes, schools, hospitals, and other key infrastructure. In a statement, she said, "The Planning and Infrastructure Bill will unleash seismic reforms to help builders get shovels in the ground quicker, to build more homes, and the vital infrastructure we need to improve transport links and make Britain a clean energy superpower to protect bill payers." However, while the government presents this as a necessary step to solve Britain's housing crisis, farmers and rural communities are sounding the alarm. Many see this as an unfair attack on landowners, especially at a time when they are already struggling with economic pressures and waiting for crucial inheritance tax changes set to take effect in April 2026. Gavin Lane, Deputy Vice President of the Country Land and Business Association, acknowledged the need for more affordable housing, but argued that targeting landowners in this way is not the right approach. "We urgently need more affordable housing, but pushing landowners into selling land isn't the answer." Tim Bonner, Chief Executive of the Countryside Alliance, echoed these concerns, criticising the bill for granting councils even more power to undervalue land. He warned that this move would have serious consequences for farmers already facing uncertainty over inheritance tax and economic challenges. "We have been supportive of many of the government's changes to planning policy, but giving councils more power to reduce the value of land is a step too far, especially in the context of such a challenging outlook for farmers and the inheritance tax fiasco." He also emphasised that this isn't about opposition to development, but about ensuring landowners receive fair compensation. "This is not about people blocking development, it's about the state paying the market price for land. We need more houses and more economic development, but not at the cost of basic principles." This legislation marks a major shift in how land is acquired for development, and while Labour insists it's a necessary tool to meet housing demands, many believe it places an unfair burden on farmers. With compulsory purchases at lower prices, landowners who have held onto their property for generations may find themselves forced to sell at rates that fail to reflect its real potential. As the debate continues, the big question remains: should local authorities have the power to seize land at its current value, or should landowners be compensated fairly based on its future worth? One thing is certain: this battle over Britain's countryside is far from over. In other news, why are the government and civil service hiding the true scale figures of crime in the UK? Is it because the data might show that not everyone who comes here from abroad is a doctor or architect? High-functioning countries such as Denmark publish data on migrant crime rates, and there's no reason we can't. In the absence of the government doing its job, at least some journalists are. In the Daily Telegraph today, it's revealed foreigners are convicted up to a quarter of sex crimes in this country, despite census data showing foreign nationals make up just over 9% of the population. In the first data analysis of its kind from the Center for Migration Control, up to 1 in 4 sexual offenses are committed by migrants. 2 nationalities, Afghans and Eritreans, were more than 20 times more likely to account for sexual offense convictions than British citizens. And overall, foreign nationals were 71% more likely than Britons to be responsible for sex crime convictions. Drilling into the data drawn from the Police National Computer, it shows there were 16,771 convictions for sexual offences carried out by someone with a known nationality between 2021 and 2023. The highest numbers of sex offence convictions were accounted for by Romanians, 987, Poles, 208, Indians, 148, and Pakistanis, 144. However, the rates based on convictions per 10,000 of the population, according to GB News, put Afghans with 77 convictions at the top with a rate of 59 per 10,000, 22.3 times that of Britons. They were followed by Eritreans, who accounted for 59 convictions at a rate of 53.6 per 10,000 of their population. Britons accounted for 12,619 sex offence convictions, representing a rate of 2.66 per 10,000 of their population in England and Wales. So, is it time for an emergency shutdown of Britain's borders until we sort this problem out? Sir Keir Starmer described Nigel Farage as a very naughty boy at a mass meeting of Labour MPs in the House of Commons tonight. The Prime Minister made fun of the Reform UK leader's battles with his former colleague Rupert Lowe at a meeting of the Parliamentary Labour Party in Parliament. According to one MP at the meeting, Starmer told MPs, "Easter is coming up. We are in the middle of Lent. But Nigel Farage is not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy." Starmer used the hour-long meeting to address concerns from backbench Labour MPs about planning cuts and the benefits bill. He told MPs that the party needed to be ruthless, bold and energetic in tearing down the barriers standing in the way of working people. According to one MP present, Starmer also told MPs there was a moral case to reform the broken system, which left young people stuck on benefits, according to the witness. Asked about his reception at the meeting, Starmer told reporters as he left it was all good, very good. It comes after Starmer has been left bracing for the biggest rebellion of his premiership over his plans to take a sledgehammer to Britain's benefits bill. Labour MP Rachel Maskell has spoken out against potential welfare cuts, warning that taking a sledgehammer to benefits is not the right approach. The York Central MP openly addressed fears held by potential Labour rebels as the government appears poised to reduce Department for Work and Pensions expenditure. The potential cuts to Department for Work and Pensions expenditure puts further pressure on Liz Kendall just months after the government axed winter fuel payments and refused to cover compensation payments for WASPy women. The Treasury is expected to push ahead with significant cuts to the welfare budget ahead of the spring statement at the end of this month. Cuts have been penciled in to make up for tightening fiscal headroom and fund a drastic increase in defence spending. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.